Oh, nearly pressed the wrong button. Down here, it's got end stream. On my little screen down here, it's got end screen. I nearly end stream. Nearly pressed it. Oh, fortunately, I didn't quite have the cursor over the. Get my mouse out of the way. Fortunately, I didn't have the cursor in the right spot. Well, good evening. Welcome everybody. Welcome to. It's getting a pretty regular thing, this, isn't it? I remember a few weeks ago, and I said to Fox, "Yeah, go on then. I'll do one on a Wednesday night," and I didn't have any idea what I was going to do. But here we are back. Is this week 4 or 5 or something like that? Crikey, time's gone. I think it's just an excuse where I can come out and drink some whiskey, because this is our social evening, a Wednesday night social. Have a drink with Ted. So hopefully you've got yours as well. There's water for the non-drinkers, and there's hard whiskey for the hardened drinkers. So yeah, so you can join in as well. The sun is well over the sun is well over the yardarm, so you were quite within your rights to go and pour yourself a little drink. And the sun, yeah, talking to the sun, have you got your suntan? Have you been out making the most of this good weather? Us in the UK, that is. I don't know what it's been like over the pond there, Lynn. But anyway, it's been glorious weather here. Went out for a walk yesterday. Nice remote walk on the north end of the island where I live. Nobody about, nobody for miles. It was gorgeous. Yeah, right, we've got a few things to do tonight. Well, first of all, I'll have a look and see who's in the chat. Welcome you all. I'll go back to where I came in, which I came in earlier and it dropped out. For some reason, YouTube threw me out. I'm in charge here. I'm in charge here, and YouTube throws me out. Right, the first one I can see there is Lynn saying hi. After that, Quano Man. Dad's in. Hi Dad. Dad's one of the mods as well, and Dave, Butcher That Model, who's also working on the same universal carrier that I am, and now he's far enough ahead of me that I can now copy off what he's going to do. So Dave, I'm watching you. Red Lane, down again, everybody talking amongst themselves. Me, I'm in. Graham McRobert said he's drunk on his back. Hello everyone. I'm just joking about being drunk. No, you're not. Doesn't matter if you are. Enjoy it. Yeah, this is. I should retitle this instead of. Where's it at? Instead of "Do Not Adjust Your Set," I should call it "Have a Drink with Ted." Yeah. So that's Graham's in. Model Making Mayhem. Hi there. Who else is in? Dexterous Crafter. Hi Nat. Good work on the videos, keep it going. Then Dad, yeah, a few people are coming in now as it sort of notifies everybody that we've gone live. Candygram from Mongo, just in time. Hi Candy. Keep going down. Yep, everybody's talking amongst themselves. Yeah, great. Scott Sutherland. Hi Scott, welcome from Orkney. I haven't got Highland Park tonight. I thought I'd have a little bit of a change. I've got Jura. It's quite a nice. That's one of the first whiskies that I got. And it's really quite nice. Touch of water in it. Yeah, it's about 50-50, so there's enough to keep me going in here. So that's where it is tonight. Quanoman, Dexterous Crafter, etc., going on and on and on. One with Ken Sturrock. Hi Ken, nice to see you. Good evening. I've just really jumped down. Lindsay, right, hang on. So it just jumped all the way down there. I can't find where I am. Ken Sturrock. Model Making Mayhem. Hello folks. Teddingtons. Lynn Dipple says she's stuck with her water. It's sunny here in New Mexico. It's always sunny in New Mexico. I think come the winter, when it's not sunny here anymore, we'll go to your place. We're all coming over to Lynn's place for sunny times in New Mexico. Oh, Jamie's in. Hi Jamie. Wayne Haywood. Go down, keep it going. Right, I think we're at the bottom. Right, one of the things that I am going to start with tonight is show you what something that carried on from last week. Remember last week what I mentioned briefly about straightening the tip on a airbrush needle? Well, first of all, somebody asked if I could explain it a little bit more fully, and secondly, I bent it again. Well, not my posh one, not the harder and Steenbeck, but I did bend the needle in my sort of Japanese plastic Chinese sort of copy airbrush type thingy. It's one of the first airbrushes I got was this, and it served me well actually. I know that they're riddled with faults and things like that, but this did serve me quite well. It's a bottom feed, so the cup goes on the bottom like that, and it's a little bit awkward to sort of use and things like that because you've got to get it at the right angle and keep paint in the pot. But however, I was cleaning this because I've got a little bit of a job on for a friend, and I'll show you a little bit more of that in a moment. And I took the needle out and dropped it on the floor, but well, it didn't hit the floor first, it hit the chair leg, it hit the wheel of the chair, and I thought I got away with it, but then when you feel it, it's bent. I doubt very much whether you can see this at all, but it's bent because I can feel it. I can feel it rasping against the sort of fingerprint. You can feel it pulling across the skin. So I thought what I'd do, because somebody had asked as well for some more details, I would save it and show you how to do it. I'll take up 15 minutes of my live stream, yeah, just talk rather than just talking about things, and I'll show you how to change it. Now what I have on my desk is £2 coins. Why I've got £2 coins, old pound coins by the way, on my desk, I don't know, but these come in brilliantly for straightening airbrush needles. Yeah, airbrush needles, they are a bit of a precision instrument, and you will probably need to go and buy another one to replace it, but it's Sunday afternoon, you can't just nip down to the shop to get one of these. You need to mail order them or something like that, so you want to get on with your spraying. So I'll show you quickly how to straighten it. Now this, I'll show you what this one's like. A little bit of a diagram. Find a pen. There's my airbrush needle like that, and the tip, right at the tip, it's gone like that, just ever so slightly bent like that. Some airbrush needles, you'll get them and you drop them and they'll come to a bit and they'll bend like that. This is a bit more severe. You can get that out fairly easily, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Right, what we're going to do first, the reason I kept these £2 coins on here, because they are brilliant for getting this twist, this nick out of your airbrush needle. Put the airbrush needle on and hold it sort of at the right angle, sort of so it's flush with the coin or the metal, and put another one on the top, and you twist as you pull, and you'll feel it. And I think that's already gone. Just put the two on, put the two so the two edges are together like that, and your airbrush needle is going to come through there. Right, let's do it again. Just have a feel. It's all done by feel. Another way to do it is if you've got one of these. I think Chris will probably have one of these, a watchmaker's type magnifier, so we can have a look. It's just just a little bit more, and we could pull it across again. Yeah, keep going. Just as you're pulling it through the coins, just roll the airbrush, roll the needle once more. Gone. There, it's gone. Right, what we're going to do now, if you have a bending needle like this, where it hasn't sort of bent the tip over like that, we'll go on to the next stage. So we don't need anything as harsh as that. I sometimes use it as well, rather than 2 coins, if it's not really that hard, I use a couple of pieces of perspex, because they're a little bit softer than that, and you can just pull it out as well. This will also take the bend out. Right, what we need now is the next stage, where we're going to take the little bit of a bend out and just polish it. And we don't need anything any more expensive than a piece of card. Now see the bendy card, see how it bends this way, whereas it won't bend that way because the way it's made. What we're going to do is use the bend of the card and just hold your needle down and draw it back. This once again, turning your airbrush needle, and card will actually polish your needle. So what we're doing now, so if you have a bend in your needle rather than a sharp acute tip break, if it's really acute, if it's really bent over, you may have to snip it off and start again, but you're going to be buying another needle anyway. As this is my just Chinese copy of an airbrush, I'll probably persevere with this needle as long as I can, and then at the end I'll probably just buy another airbrush, because as I say, I just use it for clear coats, and sometimes if I'm throwing some enamels down, just weathering, like I'll show you in a minute, I'll use it for that as well, rather than sort of mucking up my harder and Steenbeck. So we'll look once again, get the little magnifying glass, drop it on the floor. Oh no, it's one of them days again when I drop everything on the floor. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yep, I think we can get away with that. I think we can live with that. Once more, just polish it. So yeah, I appreciate that you can't probably see this, but it is working. Now then, one last thing you could do, you could actually polish your needle. Now I've one of these. I pinched it from the Mrs. Ted. It's a nail brush file with lots of different grades of emery on it, from filing right down to shine. We need the shine one. If you go across it with a sandy skinny stick, if you go across with a skinny stick like that, you just ruin it. You might as well throw your needle away. What we need is a shine button on there. Is the shine emery, and twist it. Once again, it's all about twisting, and this will polish your needle up perfectly. And see, in that short period of time, what, 15 minutes, we have just yeah, it's a rare 18th century airbrush. I would value this at about £2 million on the Antique Roadshow today. So there we are. So I would think now that on a Sunday afternoon, with all the shops are shut, you would now be able to return your airbrush to the bench and get on with some painting. That's done. There we go. There we go. Oh, it nearly dropped it again. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's what, yeah. Sharpening your airbrush. There we go. So hopefully I can put that now back in there without bending it, and we'll get it all done again. Right. Yeah, so what have I been doing? Well, a friend asked me, because he'd been watching some of my videos on weathering and things like that, he asked me if I would weather a loco for him, and he brought around this very expensive locomotive trains from his train railway layout, and I must add it's not this one, because I thought rather than practice on his very expensive loco, I'd dig out my old train set and practice on this. So I went from this, can you see that? Yeah, this is a blue Hornby Pullman. It's actually Triang from about 1960s, something like that. I went from that to that in a very short space of time. So I think after showing him that, he's quite happy with it. So that's what I've been doing this week. I've just used some Humbrol dirt enamel on there, dust enamels. That's it. Just shot it through with my cheapo Chinese airbrush, and I think we've got the desired effect. So when the weather gets a little bit cooler, and it has gone off and been a bit cooler today, we'll get on with his. Anyway, let's go back and have a look who else is in. I know the Fox is in, so good evening to Fox, and then we'll get on with the rest of this evening's entertainment. Right, yep. So Dexter's Crafter, Wayne Haywood, model making, Jimmy Bourne, yep, yes, he's in. Model making Guru, he's within. So that I think we're caught up now. Model making Mayhem says that looks like his first airbrush. Yeah, it's one of these that came with a pack of 2 airbrushes and a compressor, and you get them online fairly cheaply. Yeah, they're all right. They're great for learning with. If you didn't want, if you don't quite grasp the hang of airbrushing and you think it's not for you, you haven't spent that much. But yeah, brilliant. One of them just fell apart and didn't work at all, but I've managed to keep that one going, and it's now good for clear coats and things like that. Chris says, no, I bent it deliberately to demonstrate straightening. I did think of actually bending an airbrush needle to demonstrate for it again, but I didn't need to because I did it anyway. Dropsy. Right, Jamie Bourne. Right, keep going. Yeah, but then everybody's talking about them, talking between themselves. Dave said, Ted, can we play the Ask Ted a Question drinking game again? Yeah, you can certainly ask questions. That's what it's all about tonight. I'm going to try and do a little bit of modelling eventually when I haven't even got the kit off the shelf yet, because I always get everything ready. AJ's in. Good evening. Springwatch ran over again. Is it Springwatch still on? I know it's Sewing Bee tonight, so the Mrs. Ted will be watching Sewing Bee. I've got to watch it on catch up because I don't actually quite like Sewing Bee. Trevor Jones is in. Trevor, it's actually Trevor who I'm doing the locos for, but no, I won't do them on a live stream, Trev, because I don't want to mess it up in public. I don't want to do it all wrong. Yeah, so welcome to Trevor. Fox says we're expecting a mirror impression when I have that jeweler's loop in. Calligram. That Pullman looks, yeah, it does look good. I'm not actually sure, Trev, whether this actually does still work. I need to put a little battery on there. Maybe I can run it around your layout. Don't go still and quiet as everybody panics that the stream's falling over. Yeah. Finally, Eric Graham. Good evening, everybody. Right, have a drink. Do ask your questions. It's all part of the fun tonight. We'll do some questions and answers. I think last week we got on the subject of nostalgic sweets, things like that, didn't we? Talking about the old times. Right, let's get this kit down. If I can remember what, yeah, here it is. British Universal Carrier. Now I do know that Dave's got this as well now. As I said before, Dave's got it, so I can follow him now. I can have somebody to copy off. Where were we from last week? Well, we got this far. We didn't get much further. It's okay just after he's had a drink. The glass is still moving, so drink more, Ted. Yeah, I'll keep moving. Yeah. I had a frightening moment just before we came on. I don't know if you saw in the chat that YouTube threw me out, so I didn't know what was going on. So where were we up to? I think we'd stuck about 3 pieces on last week, and we might not get to many more this week because Dave said that it's a real silly part this week. Right, that was it. I was waving this bit around from last week, wasn't it? That goes in. I finally worked it out that goes in there somewhere. And we then need A7 and A5. So, what's everybody else been up to this week? What's on your bench as well, and what's in the belly? I'm suspecting that maybe people won't have a lot on the bench this week because the sun's been out and everybody's been outside. I've been out and obtained a few trees, so I've been cutting them up. Had to go out and buy a chainsaw. Yeah, I went all these. I was gifted all these trees, but unfortunately they were still in huge trunks. They'd just been chopped down by a tree surgeon and said I could have the wood. So I went out, got a chainsaw, got it from a local tool fixing store that sells screws, and the chainsaw lasted about an hour before it packed up, so took it back. Then went to somewhere else, a local farm dealer who sells particularly good quality chainsaws. So spent a hell of a lot more money and bought a fantastic still chainsaw. Brilliant. So I've been annoying the neighbours and sawing wood for the past few days. Right, A7 and A5. That's them two. Now it does say that these need painting before they go together. That's that one. And yeah, let's go for it. Let's put them on, and then we can paint them separate. I'll spray them all. A7. I'm trying to keep up with the chat as well. Oh yeah, model making guru has just pointed out to me that e-models, if anybody, I'm sure everybody follows e-models, are giving away a fantastic kit, and I can't find it now. Where is it? Yeah, E-models are currently giving away a British Warrior tank. There, that's it. Yeah, that's it there. Go and have a look at the Facebook page, like and share, and you could win it. Yeah, that's a plug on a Wednesday night for E-models. If we'd have known about it on Monday, we'd have plugged it then, but we didn't. Right. So nub time. As who is it said that? Model making Haggis said it's been too warm to spray. Yeah, it's just been glorious out there, and it has been too hot to do anything. Coming up to the workshop, it's just been too hot to do anything in here and sit around in here for a while. Monday night, when we did the live stream Monday night, it was just sweltering in here, but because you come up, put all the lights on, the computer blows out hot air underneath the desk, so your legs just get overheated, and it's not a pleasurable place to be. But I think the weather has broken, well, certainly for the next week anyway, so we'll probably have time to get back in the workshop. Jamie, he's on about entering the competition for E-models. If you don't enter, you don't win. You'll never win if you don't enter. So, yep. And they're not just gimmicks. I know. E-models. I know we support E-models, but E-models are not the company that sort of do it as a gimmick. They say they give something away, and then you never ever hear of the winner of a product or a prize. You know, you see it all the time on Facebook. Don't you? Like and share our page, and you could win this £20,000 Range Rover Discovery. And you never see the winner. But E-models you do. That's that one. And we'll do this one as well. So did we get onto Belly and Bench? Has anybody mentioned, typed in the chat what they had tonight? And then we'll, as I say, don't forget asking questions about anything. Doesn't have to be about model making. Just what did I do? And what? Yeah, there we go. That's on there. Right. Now I reckon that I need to leave those or that now to set. Then I can prime it. Keep looking. That's twice I've locked the camera now. Hang on, let's get you back. Right, we'll build this engine cover, and then I think we'll get, pardon the noise, excuse the noise. Nat says tonight, her and the kids, Belly, chicken and sweet corn pasta bake, bench, tiger diamond art. You still doing your diamond dots? Brilliant. Yeah, somebody in this house is doing diamond dots as well. So yeah, and Skylar's got one as well. I certainly like it. Yeah, certainly a popular thing at the moment. Right, we'll try this engine. I'll build it. A15. 23, 22. Hey, everything's on the same sproof tonight for a change. Makes a change. Has anybody ever built this kit before? I know it's been out a long time. Probably if I look around the kit somewhere, I'll probably have a date on it. No. I know it's been around for a long time. Has anybody ever built it and finished it? And is it as good as what you thought? I've always fancied it. I'd never ever built it. Eric Graham says belly, nothing. Bench, Tamiya 135 Walker Bulldog, still waiting on funding for a new airbrush. Yeah, get the best airbrush you can afford, especially if it's not your first one and you're moving up. Get the best you can afford, and you won't regret it. Because as I say, I had that Chinese one for a long time. It was good, yeah, it was good. But then when I got this is the, I forgot where it is. This is the Harder and Steenback Evolution 2. Brilliant little machine. German craftsmanship. Nicely put together. It's nicely fits in the hand nicely, and with this set as well, you get 2 needles in the kit, so you're getting 2 airbrushes really for the price of one. Brilliant, yeah. Spares are easy enough for it, easy to clean. If everybody will suggest a different airbrush when you come to ask anybody, you'll have, especially if you ask on Facebook, you'll get hundreds of answers. But I would always recommend H&S Quality Engineering. Feels nice. Drink. Jamie Bourne said he's built 2 universal carriers. I think there's certainly a number of manufacturers that that have the kit as a universal carrier. There are a number of variations on the universal carrier as well. Bring carriers, troop carriers, ambulances, things like that. So the possibilities are endless for what you want to build. Model making mayhem. All right. Yeah. Dave's Butcher That Model said it was the first armour kit ever made, and that's why Scott sent him it. Thank you. Nice of Scott. Model making mayhem says bench, nothing. It's just been too hot. Yeah. Don't need. Yeah. No excuses required this week. It's just been too hot to do any modelling. Or what was he? Yeah, anyway, he said Billy, burgers and chips and iron brew. Yeah. If Trevor's around, he's got an iron brew wagon on his layout. If you're still there, Trevor. Right, I think this is going together right. Or is it? Have I done something wrong? Phil Lewis says, evening all, I'm late because the missus insisted I review the shopping order. She bosses me around and something rotten. Yeah, Phil, you could have turned it to your advantage. When you're reviewing the shopping order, you could have just clicked a few things and added them. It wasn't me, I just reviewed your order. Yeah, you must have put them in. I didn't, yeah, I saw your shopping list. Yeah. I didn't add, yeah, I didn't add the beer. Now then. Just can't work out which way the roundness goes. Never mind. Do another bit. C41. That's that one. C14 even. Jamie said he's built the two Tamiya variants. I did think this does a desert variant as well for the desert campaign. I did think of building it and colouring it yellow, but it seems for the past number of vehicles that I built, they've all been desert colours. I just want to do something else, something in a different colour for the European campaign. I'll probably put the invasion stars on, which, yeah, it's D-Day, isn't it? Weekend, is it the 5th? D-Day. Phil says, sorry Ted, she stood over me to ensure she did it right. You did it right. Yeah, never mind. Just go back and amend it. You've got a couple of hours to amend the order. What's that got a gap there? Don't think it should have a gap there. That's better. There we go. Right. Now this is just a matter of trying to keep everything all lined up, because the edges of the engine cover are cut on an angle so they fit together a bit more precise, and if they don't line up properly, nothing else will fit. Typical. Right, leave that a minute. Let's go back, have a look in chat, see if there's any questions come in. Find my mouse, it's over here. I can't get the chat to move. Phil Lewis says there was a rolling pin involved as well as his wife stood over him. Oh, yeah. 6th of June says that is D-Day. I think, yeah, 5th or 6th, I can't remember which one it was. Yep, it's at the weekend. Lynn says a belly, turkey sandwich, water, bench, still junk, no motivation to clear it now. Yeah, it's just, yeah, when it's sunny, when the sun's up, no motivation to come to the bench. Nat says makes him laugh because Lewis is into his history, and that's how he remembers when our wedding anniversary is, because he knows when D-Day is. Well, yeah. Right. Don't forget, keep me entertained. Get the questions in, and we'll try it. I think last week we finished the chat talking about the sweet nostalgia, didn't we? Looks like before next week comes around, I'm going to have to do some spraying. I don't want to do any spraying on air because the compressor will keep kicking in and he won't be able to hear word I say. Never mind, I'll have a drink. Right, we'll try and fit this bit in here now, see where that goes in. It all makes sense now. Oh, I must say, Scott, this yeah, the Highland Park's very nice, but the Jura, this is Jura Journey. Yeah, it's really, yeah, it's going down a treat. Oh, I've just noticed there's a couple of ejection pin marks just in the back of the engine cover. Now I wonder if they're going to be seen, or will they be hidden? I think they'll be hidden in there. Because I don't want to start trying to file them out and then find that they're not going to be seen anywhere. While I'm making haggis, good man, Ted, the Jura. Yep, it's very nice, I hear. A friend recommended it to me, and it's, yeah, as I say, I was never a whiskey drinking man. It was always gin. Well, I used to drink gin. I never used to drink gin, but then that came on. But two totally different types of drink. One is for enjoying in the sunshine, a nice G&T with ice and a slice, and sat in the chair out in the sunshine. That's where your gin comes in. This is just right for sitting at the bench, enjoying the aroma coming off it, and quaffing it a little bit, and eventually you know when you've had enough when you start gluing things to your fingers. Eric Graham says, hey Ted, just a suggestion on weathering locos and rail cars. Spray a flat coat down. It does two things: dulls the factory finish, and secondly provides some tooth for the paints and pigments. That's what I actually did with this one. I sprayed a matte dull coat on it, and you can see it's sort of taken the plasticky type shine off it. I just wanted to try it out first to see, because I know that the plastic hasn't changed these things for years and years. But yeah, I did put a matte coat on these, and then I went into the enamel coat on this one. What we're trying to achieve is, I don't want to do too much, because Trevor, the guy that was in before, doesn't want his truck, his locos, to be all weathered, and you know the sort of weathering that we do. Look at this, mud, grime, and everything all over this chieftain tank. Yeah, he didn't want it that sort of finish, which is a shame, because yeah, everything should be weathered. Everything should be weathered. And you might remember, I don't know if you were in last week, we did the little coal truck where we turned it from nice and shiny into grubby. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll get on with that. Yeah, now the weather's turned a little bit, be more of a chance to get up here into the workshop. We'll try it. Nat says she's a famous grouse girl when it comes to whiskey. Yeah. So I was actually kindly gifted a bottle of Bell's whiskey by the neighbours the other day. Yeah. No, nothing against Bell's whiskey at all. I'll just keep it for visitors. I'll parcel that out and give the bells to the visitors. Yeah. Bottle Maker's Mayhem says he's just got a bottle of Valhalla Nordic vodka. Not really. I won't say I don't like vodka. I never really drank it. Yeah, a lot of people do drink it, and there seems to be quite a lot of brands about. But no, I've never drank it. I do fancy doing this when I go fell walking. When the fells open again, I know they're open now, but it's not right to go out walking on the fells at the moment because of things. I'm going to get myself a little hip flask, and then each peak that I conquer, a little nip at the top just to celebrate. Dave says you can keep the scotch, he'll stick to the Woods 100. I believe that's rum. I did used to drink rum. Remember the Black Russians? Used to be a drink very popular in the 70s. That's when I started drinking. Black Russian, vodka, Tia Maria and Coke, I think it was. Lynn, no whiskey for me, already alcoholic, that's fine. Eric says, actually the Brits take really good care of their locos, even power washing them in between runs, unlike here in the US. Yeah, I mentioned that to Trevor, that most of the times that you will go to the railway station and you'll see the locos, they've been washed, they've been put through like a car wash, big rotating brushes, but as he says, they never wash the windows. Let's get these out of the way. I've got a huge mess on the bench over here now, a big pile of stuff. Phil Lewis, if I go fell walking with whiskey, it'll quickly become fall walking. Yeah, only in moderation, just a wee nip just at the top. I'll only take I'll get myself just a small hip flask just to go up, so I don't take a bottle with me. Just a wee nip at the top, just to celebrate. And some of the, like the Highland Park, that could go in the hip flask neat, because that's quite nice just on its own. Martin Rescue really love the quick nip at the top Rambler. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I won't go out just at the moment, because the mountain rescue teams are not ready to have to come out and rescue anybody that has a trip or a fall or things like that. I think it's a bit irresponsible. But yeah, so I shall wait my time till things return to normal. I think get out walking again. I do think it's the same here as well. There's a couple of ejection marks on there. Fox says, what I really refer to as a hip flask. They just call, yeah, everybody else just calls it a flask. Yeah, big gallon tea. You could do that, couldn't you? A flask full of tea and a nip. Just add a nip to it. Gran used to do that, didn't you? For Christmas, go around, cup of tea with a little nip in it, or you'd have a sherry. Phil Lewis says he's got a Jack Daniels flask with Jack Daniels in it. I really should glue this on here. Why have I glued it on? Or am I going to clean those marks off? Yep. Cleaning injection marks. can fill them in. We'll try and remove them by filing first. I don't think you can fill them in and then file them back after that. Fox is a bit upset that I'm still left-handed. I've always been left-handed. Oops, nearly rubbed the rivets off there, but there we go. Coming down a little bit. The big mug of coffee that Fox drinks on his streams. I've got one with gin in it. Now, you probably, everybody out there is going to get the impression that I'm just a drunkard. It's not true. I just enjoy it. It's nice to have a drink in moderation. Drink away. I should put a little drink away logo in the corner, shouldn't I? But this is like our streams. What we do, we all do them. Myself, Fox, Chris, everybody else, Colin. We all do our own streams, and it is, as we've described, just like getting a group of guys together in a pub, having a chinwag, having a social, having a chat, and then all wandering off home. Dave said he found it better to put A2 and A3 in before the bulkhead. Right, yeah, the seat supports. I get, yep, I remember that. Yeah, I think what I'll do, Dave, is I'll leave these out for now because I'll spray once I get the engine built. I think it's time for at least some primer coat in there. And that's going to need some work on it as well. I think when we were here last week, we experienced the failure of the rocket to take off. Did anybody see it on Saturday? Yep. Pretty quick. All happened pretty quick. Wasn't like the Apollo missions when the rocket seemed to stay on the launch pad with its engines blaring and everything else and everything shaking and ice and things falling off it. It's sort of 3, 2, 1, go. It was like bonfire now, wasn't it, when you light the blue touch paper on your rocket? It was as quick as that. And I can't understand how them astronauts, they don't have a steering wheel. There's no little stick to move things around. Yeah. What happens if the computer breaks down? How do they steer it home? I think where it was last week, they just knew that my live stream was on and they didn't want to interrupt it. So, Houston, we are green for go. Hello, hang on. Ted's got his live stream on. Oh, yeah. Houston, we have a problem. I think that's what it is. They waited till Saturday when they knew nobody was streaming, so they could have everybody's attention. Yeah, I'm sure that everybody came over here to my live stream after the failure of the launch. That's what happened. Right. So that goes in there. That goes in there. Will we see them bits? Oh, this is just awful. Yep. Phil Lewis says, has anybody built the Tamiya Opal Blitz? Fox? Yes. Fox has built that. Still proudly displays it. I think he's in his display cabinet downstairs. Dave says, Eric, the Ingleton Cave Rescue Team found the body of a Second World War German bomber pilot in a pothole in the 1980s. A lot of potholes around where I live. Yeah, Ingleton, all around there. Quite a little, yeah, Ingleton, a little bit over into Yorkshire, but it's just, yeah, just a few miles down the road from where I live. So, yep, you never know what you'll find down a pothole. We have, if Trevor's still around, he might be able to confirm this. We have not too far away from us at Stainton. We've an entire loco in a pothole. The ground opened up, they fell into some mine workings, and rather than dig it out, they just buried it, left it. So yeah, if anybody's looking for a slightly dented vintage rail loco, there's one underground, not too far away from here. Right, that's that bit. That should go in there, I think. That should go in there. Oops. That should go in there. Sorry, you can't see it. While I'm up here, try to hold it. You can't see it. So that'll go in there. I think what I could do, I could get away with gluing that onto there and take the whole thing out and spray it. Yes, yes, I think we're getting there. Yeah. Right, there's a little bit more to this engine bay. That one. Gets noisy around here. Phil Lewis is watching Ted trying to sand the pin marks on the Bryn carrier boat. Horror rolling back. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's probably as we said before, the kit is years and years old, and they probably haven't changed the tooling since. So there'll be the same pin marks, same seam lines as on this little bit of handrail type here that needs to come off. On that side. Am I building this with the twin linked bolters or the heavy stubbers? Yes. Yeah, I'm sure that Fox could warhammer it. I think we should set Fox a challenge. He should get the universal Bren carrier and warhammer it. I think, yeah, you would. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be just the right scale to put some little warhammer guys in the top there, and the bolter thing, shooty sticky thing out here, and yeah, we could do that. You could have a whole live stream. You could have a whole set of live streamers of warhammering the Brin carrier. I do. I do have a Warhammer tank around somewhere. I just don't know where it is at the moment. Fox kindly sent me it, and I have been filming it, and I just haven't. I've completely forgot about it to get around to doing it again, to finishing the video. Now then, why does that not fit straight? Because the top panel is on a slant, that's why. Yeah, I'm afraid if you come to this live stream looking for talk about Warhammers, this is a Warhammer free zone, because I don't know anything about it. That was it, yep. That's it, a Bane blade. It was very nice, it's very nice actually. I really must get round, I'll dig it out and I'll finish the video build that I've got of it, because I think I've got about up to the weathering stage, where apparently for Bane blades that's the best bit to be at, the weathering. Quantum answers, Ted, I've found you a perfect little flask on Amazon and sent a tweety thing for it. I'll have a look at that after. Thank you. And there is, unfortunately I've glued these the wrong way around. I think now I'm going to struggle, because there's a little muffler type that you can't see because of the white light. There's a little muffler just in there that that I forgot to put on. Fox has corrected me, he didn't, he sent me a Hydra, not a Bane blade. Are they not the same thing? Muffler. This is the part where you don't look for the numbers, you just look to see if you can recognise the part itself. D. And then you realise the part doesn't look anything like the picture. It says it should be on here. D27. That's C, that's why it's not on there. D. Now, this sprue is full of all the guys and the guns and the stabby things and the helmets and things like that, and the muffler is on here somewhere. Muffler, exhaust. Sorry, Americans. Yeah, it's not a muffler, it's an exhaust. And I can't find it. Alright, we give up. I have to look for the number. 27. There, it doesn't, as I say, it doesn't look in it. Because it's probably not an exhaust, it's a fire extinguisher. Sorry. Right, fire extinguisher, with tiny fire extinguisher with a seam line and a nub. Let's try to take the seam line off without taking my fingers off. Yeah, we have a finished project in the house tonight. Yep, house. Yep. Dexter's going to craft it. Nat has declaring that she's finished the complete diamond dot. Well done. Round of applause for that. Well done. Will you do another one? Will you be doing another one? I know it's only a little thing, but even taking seam lines off tiny items like this has just got to be done, because of the part is so small. To see a seam line on it will make the seam line seem twice as big. Now I'm rustling about here because I need a pair of tweezers. Now this could end in one of two ways. It could either go across the room, or it can be simply fitted on them two protruding I nearly swore then. Let's have a drink. Oops. Oh. Right. Get there in a minute. If this doesn't go right, I'm just going to take the handle off again. Also helps I can't see. Hang on. I've got all these lights for you. so you can see what's going on. And I can't see anything because I'm working in the shadow. Oh. Yes, I think we succeeded. Yes, brilliant, we've done it. Tweezers suck for picking up round things, says Edward. Yeah, they do. I was half expecting it to fly across the room. I went ting, and it's gone. But we managed it. It's my own fault for putting the handle on first, but never mind. Why didn't the handle go on? Why didn't the fire extinguisher go on before the handle? Yeah, because it's because. Right, rest time. Have a rest. That was exerting. That would taste a bit flat. There we go. Right, let's find out what's going on in chat. Right, I'm back to chat. I'm back to listening in chat. So, yep. So, if you've got anything to add, catch me now while I'm reading the chat. Fox is asking, quite a man if I found Ted a Party 7 flask. Yeah, Party 7s, Party 7s. Whitbread Party 7. Is Whitbread still a thing? Is any of you camera members out there, is Whitbread still a thing? Not that camera would have anything to do with Whitbread. Party 7. Yeah, Watney's Red Barrel, Party 7. Oh, the joys of youth. Candy says, I only know one German word, and it's for exhaust pipe. The word is unforgettable. Auspuff. Auspuff. For some reason, black plastic kits giving flashbacks to crappy airfix. It's actually very dark green, but it comes across like black on the video, because probably the way the white balance is set. 3 hours later, it's a finished fire extinguisher. Yes, and I didn't drop it. But that has taken about 20 minutes to fit that one part on there, and I still don't understand why that handle is. It shows on there. The handle is higher at one side than the other. I might adjust that later. You don't want to see me rip the part off after I've just struggled to put the fire extinguisher underneath it. Yeah, I don't want to do that now. Nat says she's going to pick up a new one. We've got no excuse now. Yeah, get some modelling as well. Ted used as a fortifying beverage to keep going. Yep, fortifying. Purely medicinal. Right. How about Star Drake, says Fox to Nat. And then lots of talk about Warhammers. I don't know. Whitbread's still quoted on the stock market at £26.50 a share. You probably pay that for a pint now from Whitbread. Yeah, I can't recall. They probably do still brew, but I don't know what they brew now. It's probably something everybody wants now. But it was never a case of Whitbreads. Yeah, yeah, most of the pubs were Whitbread pubs or Bass. Oops, got hiccups. Never mind. There we go. So that's that. I think I'll stick. Yeah, I'll stick them in now. Them off. Oh, sorry about the noise. Yeah. Sorry about the noise from the rattling paper. Hull assembly. Rumpf Zasmubau. Rumpf Zasmubau. Hull assembly. Yeah, that. Right, BA2 and A3. I'll put them in now then, Dave. And then they're painted, aren't they? Then I think that will be about all for tonight. A2. Lynn's off, work called, and she's got to go to work. So thanks for dropping in, Lynn, and I hope to see you next week and around at some time. We'll catch you all again. Thanks for coming in. A2, right, that's that one. Tweezers again. Now I reckon that these parts must be handed left and right because they appear to be thicker on one side than they do the other. So we'll put a touch of glue just in there and we'll let that sit. Now the seats will go on these. These are obviously seat supports. We won't put them in because when you see this next week it should be primed, ready for painting. On live streams like this you can see how the sausages are made, as Fox would say. You can see how we really do it. We don't. When we do our videos for e-models and things, we try to show things being done safely and the safe use of knives and things like that. But when it comes to live streaming, you see how it really happens, and we cut towards ourselves. We cut on our fingers and things like that, without a care in the world. When you choose a kit, when you come to do a live stream and you think, I know what I'll do, I'll build that kit. well, dead easy to do. They'd like to see it, and then it's a pain in the backside to try and get parts in. Right, now hopefully those are lined up. And they don't look to be. Hang on. Try to line them up by eye. Because if they're not lined up, you'll have a wonky seat. Right. I think that's about all the parts I'm going to get glued on tonight successfully anyway, without losing any more, because the whiskey's gone down a little bit. I seem to drink more than that tonight. Never mind. Dexterous, I know you're talking about Warhammer, but yeah, I'll let you get on with it. It's a painting of the fox that scares me. Nah, as Fox says, that's what Dettol's for. Yeah, when I painted my little figure, here's one guy, here's Gru. When I painted him, he was the first guy that I did in oils, and it was just, yeah, let's get on with it, let's do it, because, yeah, apart from me showing it on here, who's going to see it? Enjoy it, and if it doesn't work, take the paint off and do it again. Graham, if you're off, thanks for dropping in. Hope you're feeling a bit better. Go and have a rest, I'll lie down. But thanks for joining us tonight. See you soon, Graham. Thank you for joining us. Right. Apply decal. I just all right. Apply decals in that part. Oh, we haven't got that far. Yes, we have got that far. It's telling us to apply decals in this section, section 3. That's before you start on the suspension, on the tracks. Hey, there's not a lot more to do on this, is there? Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, there is. There's lots more. Yeah, I thought it was going pretty good then. I thought, all right, we'll do that. Do a few wheels, turn over, there's a hole done, tracks are on, finished. No, just 1, 2, 3 more, 3 pages yet. So you got me for a few more weeks yet anyway, while we complete the universal carrier. So I think next, by the time you see this next week, hopefully I'll have got some spraying done. Whether I'll have gone on and painted the base coat on or just primed it, I'm not quite sure. See where it's going. See where it's going. Yep, they're done. That's that. Got more ejector marks just to come off. Cool. Right. 5 minutes left, folks. Yep. Then I'll call it a night. And the temperature in this workshop is raising again. So, if there's anything else you'd like to see me do on these live streams, techniques or anything, or should I just carry on with this and whittle on? But yeah, just let me know. AJ says, when's the next Titanic build? I had hoped to get on with it, but it's just been so damned hot to get back up into the workshop, and I need to do some spraying as well. And I reckon in this temperature, by the time even at the right distances and pressures and things, I reckon that by the time the paint leaves the airbrush and hits the model, it's going to be dry. So that yeah, I really want that is the next video that's going to come out, because I'm due for that rather than the digger. Dave said, anything but pole dancing? Yeah, there's no room for a pole, otherwise I'd try some of that just to get the views up. Yeah, like and subscribe. Ted does pole dancing, get the views up. No, you don't want to see that. Model Maker Guru says, Baneblade? Never heard of it. Don't know what you're on about there. Model Maker Mayhem says, I'd nearly finished my whiskey. Always have enough just for the final moments, just for the closing moments. Bottle Making Guru, Ted Blade. Yeah, I will get on with that. Yeah, I've got to dig it out. I can't remember where it is since I moved workshops. Since I moved from the desk downstairs to the workshop upstairs, I can't remember where it is. It's probably hidden in plain sight, I think. Yeah. So that. So just to recap, that goes in there. That goes on there. I think I'll actually glue that to that, then it'll all come out as one, and I can spray all that together. Then I think we can spray it. Yes. Dave said, what about the 20 pounder with a quad gun tractor? I do like that. Yeah, that's another classic Tamiya oldie. That's a nice kit, that. Yeah, I think I'd do it sort of as it all limbered up, as it, you know, just parked at the side of the road, ready to move off. But yeah, I fancy that. I quite like the a British military type truck type thing. Like I've got that Scamel tractor in my stash. Yeah, I've now got a stash. I've got that Scamel quad tractor to build as well, and I'd really like to make a nice job of that. Do a little display diorama with it, all its suspension and that sort of articulated. So I could do that. Yeah. But anyway, for now, for this week, I think we'll T62A T62A, folks. Was that a tank? That a Russian tank? How about a classic Tamiya T62A? That was his first proper build when he was a wee shaver of a lad. Yeah, I was probably at work then, in my hiatus of model building, when I stopped everything and just out earning money. Ah, yeah, I thought it was a Russian tank. Yeah, because the Russians always, they don't give their tanks names, they give them numbers. Well, actually, I think they do give them names. It's just, I believe that it was the Brits and everybody else that gave them a number. I could be wrong. I think that's how the numbering of Russian tanks came about, especially in the Cold War period, when we couldn't identify a tank because we didn't know its name, so we give it a designation of a number and a year that it was seen. I could be wrong. other people are far more knowledgeable than these things than I am. I just like tanks. I don't know everything about them. Right. I think we've just done about all there is to do for tonight. I've glued far more parts together than I usually do. How many parts have we done tonight? How many parts have we done tonight, Ted? Right, one. That doesn't line up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9. 9 parts. That's nearly a dozen. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit done. That's quite a bit more than I expected to do for the end of the live stream. And I'll try and leave that in position. Right, I've still a little bit of this to do, so I'm going to go off and drink it slowly as the night, as the sun goes down over the hills, over the horizon. I shall finish my drink and then retire to bed for the evening. But that's it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for coming along and giving me some support. It's very nice of you, especially to see some regular faces. Yep, I'll do it again. We'll continue some more of this build next week, and I'll show you whatever else is happening on the bench or has been happening in the meantime. Yeah, next time, bring a little drink along with yourself, and we'll have a drink at the bar and a chat, and we'll do it all again. But until next week, Slangivar. I think that's how they say it. Is that right, Scott? Slangivar. Until next week, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I will see you all again. Bye now. Bye. Where's my button to switch this off?